And then inviting each of you to find a comfortable seat. And actually, let's skip the seat. Let's go to the back body. Let's start there this morning. And if your back is tender, I'd imagine keeping the knees bent might be wise. Just stretching yourself out, wiggling, even rocking the knees a bit side to side so that you can get the lower back and the sacrum as connected to your earth as possible. Wiggle the shoulders, tuck the shoulder blades under, turn your head from side to side. And of course, when you come into this stillness, your arms need a place to rest. Maybe they're down alongside you, maybe they're resting on your chest. Your eyes closed. It's one of the greatest parts of this Zoom yoga is that we're in our own homes, a place where we feel safe. We're in the home of a really good friend where we know we're safe. And for the most part, you're there all by yourself. And so you're not worried about what other people are looking at or what they're doing. It gets to just be you in your space, where you can more easily focus on just your own body and mind, your own being. Maybe you let the shoulders roll back a little bit. Almost like they could drop down towards your mat a little bit more. Let the face soften. It could feel like your cheeks are dropping towards the earth. Your eyes might drop back in the eye sockets, like everything is just sinking down. Your belly is soft. You might notice the different sounds in your house this morning. Or the smells. Notice the temperature of the air in your house. Feeling of your clothes against your skin. Maybe you're wearing your preferred fabric, maybe one that's really nice and soft. Even though your eyes are closed, there's a certain amount of light that always comes through our eyelids when we're practicing in the day anyways. Notice that. Notice if there's other things that you see with eyes closed. Some people see shapes or colors, even just lines drawn through there. Even noticing the taste in your mouth. Of course, you'll notice physically how your body feels this morning. And you'll notice emotionally or energetically how your body feels this morning. And not just your body, but your mind. Like what's happening in the land of cognition? Just taking these moments to check in with our own selves, to be aware of how we, our own bodies and minds, how we are doing, what we're up to today, this morning. Nice to have sunshine again. As I check in with myself, I definitely notice the difference between today and yesterday, and attribute much of it just to the sun shining. Having given ourselves a couple moments of check-in, it's as though that awareness of how we're doing acts as validation for ourselves, that this is where we're at, this is what we're experiencing. And whatever we're experiencing is okay. You'll bring your attention then to your breath. And begin to let your body breathe in a way that your belly fills all the way up. And it empties all the way out. When we're lying on our backs, it's much easier to connect with this breath, this belly breath, because we can feel that belly expand. You might even rest your hands on the belly. It expands and it deflates. Some nice deep breaths. And as your body breathes these big breaths, I'd invite you to ask yourself what it is you bring to the table this morning for your practice. Setting an intention is sometimes a bit tricky because we don't want to create this like unhappiness with what is going on in ourselves. Like we're practicing being objective and accepting of whatever is going on. And so we're not necessarily looking for change. And at the same time, we're recognizing that we have this ability as a human to create much of our reality. And so if there's room for improvement, whether that's in our mood or in our body, our intention serves as this acknowledgement of I intend to move in a way that benefits me. And of course, it doesn't have to be move in a way. It could be show up in regards to your presence in a particular way that will benefit you. It could be emotional or energetic, whatever it is your intention needs to be this morning. When you've set that, you'll very mindfully stretch your arms out like a giant T. Relaxing your shoulders. And then very purposefully turning the head towards the right. Using an inhale to bring your head back to the middle. And an exhale to turn it to the left. Inhaling back to the middle. Exhaling again to the right. Inhaling to the middle. Exhaling to the left. And to the middle where you'll pause. Engage your core enough that you can tuck the chin towards the chest and lift just the head up. Your shoulders stay down and your chin tucks as close as you can get it to that chest while your shoulders stay relaxed. Take a breath in. Use your exhale, head back to the earth. Again, exhaling, the head turns to the right. Inhale, it comes to the center. Exhale, it turns to the left. And back to the center. Tuck your chin one more time. Engage your core, and if you can get the head up, back of the neck lengthens. Breath in, and breath out drops the head to the earth. If your legs are straight, go ahead and bend them. Your feet, your knees will come all the way together so they're touching, and your knees will gently sway side to side. It's that windshield wiper that, with our legs together, helps protect our lower back so we can't twist very far. But feel the ground pressing into the muscles across the back of your hip. And notice as the knees sway, if there's anywhere, it could be your lower back, your hips, or even your butt, where when the ground pushes in, there's a different sensation. Maybe it's like a tender spot. If that's the case, I encourage you to move into it, even pause, see if the earth pressing into that spot, almost like you're just investigating. Does it shift anything? Can you relax anything? Next time your knees are moving towards the right, we're going to let them go ahead and fall all the way over to the right. And then we're going to bring the left arm up towards the ceiling. Shift your hips towards the left and roll all the way onto your right side. And your arms will be straight out, like, I don't know if that's crocodile arms. Maybe you're imagining a big old bird beak this morning. And you're on your right side body, your right hip, your knees are bent so you're not having to balance. With an inhale, we're just gonna lift the left arm to the ceiling. Exhaling to drop it back and open towards the left, like towards that T we were in. Inhaling, arm to the ceiling. Exhaling, bringing it back down to the ground on the right side. Inhaling to lift to the ceiling. Exhaling to drop back so your chest is wide open. Inhaling, ceiling. Exhaling, arms come down and stack on top of each other. Keep going. Let your breath initiate and guide your movement. Just opening the collarbone, opening the heart. Letting those shoulders open up. Next time your arms are open so that left arm is out and open like a T, pause there. And quite likely your left shoulder is way off the ground. That's okay. Just imagine you're softening into it. When I try to let my shoulders soften, it picks my legs up a little, and that's okay too. Nice big breaths as everything in your body softens. You might decide to even turn your head to the left. If your head is turned, bring your head back to the middle, and let's take our top knee with feet on the ground, top knee to the center, and then bottom knee to the center, just so we're back on our back bodies. We're gonna bring feet and knees together if they're not, like your legs sway a little side to side. That really gentle windshield wiper. Next time your knees are swaying towards the left, you're gonna let them go all the way down. Your hips probably need to shift a little to the right. You're rolling onto that left side, right arm to the ceiling and down alongside the left. So you've got like an alligator snout, or you've got a big old bird beak. Next inhale, your top arm is to the ceiling. Exhaling to drop it back and open, almost like you're moving towards that T. Inhaling, arm to the ceiling. Exhaling, arm down alongside that other hand. Inhaling up. Exhaling to open, and you'll keep going, initiated by the breath. If you can keep your hips stable while you're doing this, that's ideal so that the opening is in the shoulder. When we come back, and let's do that the next time that right arm is out behind you like the T, when you're gonna try to rest the shoulder, then certainly your hips can follow. Maybe your head even follows and turns to the right. Taking some nice big breaths. If your head is turned to the right, bring your head back to center. Your feet stay on the earth, but your top knee leads back to the middle. Bottom knee follows. Shift your hips if needed. Bring your feet back together, your knees back together, and let your knees rock side to side. Nice. We'll bring our hands underneath our hips then, palms down or under our butt. You'll pull your belly button in towards your spine, tuck your solar plexus in as well, and then pick your knees up. Your feet can stay, or your knees can stay bent for a minute. Almost like you're using your core to pull those knees towards your chest. Use your core to drop the toes back towards the earth. Your knees stay bent. Inhaling, knees pull back to your chest. Exhaling, toes move towards the earth, and maybe they just tap. Inhaling to pull them back in. Exhaling to lower them down and tap. Keep going, use your breath. As you do this, of course, your core is working, but notice your lower back staying connected to the earth because your core is engaged. Nice. Next time your knees are pulling in, stay there. Keep your feet up, but push your knees out so that they're straight out from your hips. Like you've got a 90-degree angle now between your torso and your thighs. Then lift your feet up so you've got a 90-degree angle between your thighs and your calves. Pull your toes towards the shin. Keep your belly pulled in. Take a breath in. With your exhale, keep the 90 degrees between your shin and your thigh, but bring your toes down, tap. Inhale, 90 degrees between your torso and your thigh. Exhale, left toes come down and tap. Inhale, they come back 90 degrees, both places. Exhaling, right side taps. Inhaling, it pulls up. Keep going, just side to side, real deliberate. Probably nice and slow because you're breathing nice and slow. Most of the time we're always breathing nice and slow in yoga. And keeping our heart rate low. And that breath, it carries with us so that really no matter what we're doing, it's as though we're breathing with the belly. We're inhaling and exhaling fully. Good. Do just one more time on each side. Notice your hip flexors if they're getting tired. When we meet, we'll meet with both legs up. Everything's at 90 degrees. Inhale, then exhale, bring your feet slowly to the earth. Relax your belly, your butt, your thighs, your legs even, your arms, your shoulders. Let everything relax. Good. Keep your hands where they're at. Those knees will drop out and open. The soles of the feet can come together. You're going to engage your core, so belly button, solar plexus. And then lift your feet up off the earth. Your knees are still out and open, but you're using the core to hover the feet off the earth. And this is super awkward. Okay, so you're keeping those hovering. With an inhale, you're going to straighten that right leg out and over to the right. And then exhale, bend the knee, bring your feet back together. Inhaling, left leg straightens out and over to the left. Exhaling, feet come back together. Inhale, right straightens out and over to the right. Exhale, they come back together. Again to the left, back together. One more time, right side, back together, and left side, back together. Take a breath in. Use your exhale, feet drop to the earth, knees drop, release your hips, your butt, your belly, even your shoulders, your face. Let everything soften. Inhaling, the knees will move back up towards each other. The feet will connect to your earth. Let's keep our hands where they're at, tucked under our butts. Engage the core, lift the chest, the head, and tuck the chin in. And just hold it, pressing lower back to the earth, softening face. Maybe your eyes are still closed. Almost like you could be engaging and even experiencing tension in part of your body, but there's another part of you that is relaxing into this. Almost like life. Life gets crazy and stressful, and yet there's a part of us that knows to just relax into it. If we resist, we make it worse. Take a breath in. Exhale, shoulders head back to the earth. Untuck your hands. If your feet and your knees aren't together, bring them together so you can windshield wiper your knees again, side to side. Maybe your arms move back out towards a giant T. Maybe they even move up alongside your ears and you reach through those fingertips. Reach through the side body. Pausing with the knees. Inhaling to draw them in towards your chest. Bring your hands to the knees so you can hug in. Press that lower back to the earth. Rock a little side to side. But then you're going to rock front to back so you can sit up. Once up, you'll switch yourself around and come onto all fours. Of course, on all fours, you want your knees under your hips, your hands under your shoulders, your fingers spread, gripping your mat, like creating a suction cup with your palm. Crown of the head reaching forward. Roll the shoulders back and down so they're away from your ears and feel the length to the back of your neck. Inhale, with an exhale, tuck the toes, tuck the tailbone, let your back body arch. Inhaling, tailbone lifts, throat collarbone opens for your cow. Exhaling to take it back to your cat. Inhaling forward to your cow. Breath continuing to initiate that movement. Maybe your eyes are closed. And you're remembering that part of you that set an intention. It's a part of you that doesn't resist what is, but knows that there's always room for growth. That we're always evolving, we're always shifting. Next time you come through neutral, let's pause, separate our knees a bit, send our butt back towards our heels, forehead between the upper arms. Inhaling, you're going to come forward, roll over your knees a bit so you can open those hips. Lovely. Exhale, send your butt back towards the heels, close those hips. Inhaling, bringing it up, open them. Exhale back, hinge them close. Keep going. Your breath, if you want to pause somewhere and just hold it a couple breaths, of course, do what you think your body would appreciate. Okay, let's do 2 more times back and forth. When we meet, we're going to meet back in child's pose. Doing what you want to do with the arms. If you want to stay active, your arms could probably keep pushing your butt back towards your heels. If you want to soften the shoulders, your arms are wrapped around the legs and everything's getting to soften. If your hips are still pretty tender here, your weight could be shifting a bit side to side. In my head, it's like I'm being curious about the sensation I'm feeling, not necessarily trying to avoid it or make it go away, but I'm just wondering, like, is it something with the way my body is holding the weight? Kind of shifted a bit. If your arms are wrapped around your legs, go ahead and bring them forward. We'll inhale, bring ourselves to tabletop. Bring our knees so that they're back under the hips. We want to step forward with the hands enough that we can find a low plank. And I know you know it, but just as a reminder, belly's engaged, belly button and solar plexus. Your right hip's going to shift down towards the right just a bit. And inhale will bring you to the middle. Your exhale will let your hips shift to the left. Inhale, middle. Exhale, right. Inhale, middle. Exhale, left. Let's do one more time each side. Back to the right. Inhale, middle. Exhale, left. Inhale, middle. Send your butt back towards your heels. Your hands will walk all the way back to your child's pose. Forehead might rest on stacked hands or forearms or the floor. Nice big breath so that the belly is pressing into those thighs on the inhale, pulling away on the exhale. If arms are wrapped around your legs, bring them forward. We'll inhale, get to tabletop, knees back under our hips, hands back under our shoulders, tucking our toes. Let's take a breath in. Exhaling, knees and hips are up and back to our down dog so that our feet can pedal. And we can wake up or lengthen the back of those legs. Remember, it's as though you're trying to get your hips up and back just a little bit more, like you're poking that butt way up and way back so that the back body can be as long as ever. Some of us end up trying down dog and it's like our back body has almost a cat position and we're trying to have it a neutral position. Of course, that requires lots of openness in the shoulders. And shake the head, let the neck soften. With an inhale, let's raise that right leg up. Keep your hips nice and level for now and just point the toes. They might point towards the ceiling or towards the wall behind you. Your left heel can push towards the earth. Maybe you need to bend that left knee, but try really hard to keep your hips level. Nice job. Breath in. Breath out, I'll bring that foot to the earth. Pedal the feet a little bit. If you need to drop to the knees, drop to the knees. You can let the shoulders or the wrists rest for a breath or two. Otherwise, you're just hanging out in down dog. It's an inversion. Remember, inversions, they help, well, some would say they help energize us. Others would say that with a chin tucked, and if you tuck it all the way towards your chest, then you're pinching that vagus nerve in the neck that'll stimulate relaxation. Here, though, most of us aren't tucking. We're just keeping that neutral alignment of the neck. All right, so we're all going to be back in down dog. And inhale, we'll lift that left leg up. Our toes might point towards the ceiling. They might point just towards the wall behind us because we're trying to keep our hips level. Good, take a breath in. Exhale that foot to the earth, a breath in down dog, and exhale drops all of our knees down, our butt back towards our heels, so we can relax the shoulders, the arms, the wrists. Nice big breaths. Bringing our hands in front of our knees. Let's press down through our arms, get our torso up. Get your toes tucked under, roll to the feet. When you're in that squat, maybe let the knees wiggle side to side. Some of you like to let your knees go all the way like towards the right, and your hands still down under your shoulders. Knees would turn to the left as well if you did that. And that's quite a twist, obviously. Back to the middle. Let's press down through our hands, our arms, so we can get our butt up. Our heels to the earth, our knees can stay bent, the chin tucks in, and we've got our forward fold. And you may wiggle your feet so they're hip distance apart if that feels weird having feet together. But keep your chin tucked, let that top body just hang. This might be one of the ways that we help ourselves feel longer, or feel taller, like the entire torso lengthens because gravity pulls it towards the earth. Next inhale, slide halfway up, flat back. Exhaling to fold. Walk your hands forward until you get to down dog. Inhaling, right leg up towards the ceiling. Then bringing it up and in between our hands. Awesome. You're in a high lunge, feeling that back thigh lift high, bringing that right hand to the right knee and very gently twisting your shoulders towards the right. Nice job. Breath in, breath out. I'll bring your hands back to the earth. Send that front foot back and up to your three-legged down dog. Take a breath in. Exhale, foot to the earth, down dog. Inhaling, left leg high. Inhaling to bring it all the way forward between those hands. Nice job. You're in that high lunge. Left hand to the knee. Breath in, breath out, twist you to the left. Inhale. Exhale to untwist, plant the hands. Inhaling, front foot back and up. Another breath in. Exhale, foot to the earth. Walk your hands back to your feet. Let's meet in forward fold. Chin tucked in, knees bent as much as you wish. Top body just hanging. Inhale to come halfway, flat back. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees so you can walk your hands forward to down dog. Hips high, hips back. Using an inhale, right leg up. This time, let's bend that right knee and stack and open the hips to the right. So flipping the dog is what we often say this is. Good, watch that bottom heel. It often wants to turn with you. Breath in, breath out will unstack you. Bring both feet to the earth, back to your down dog. Inhaling left leg up. Bend the knees, stack and open your hips to the left. Flip your dog. Inhale, exhale to unstack your hips, both feet to the earth. Take a breath in. Exhale, knees to the earth, butt back towards your heels, back to child's pose. Nice big breaths. If arms are wrapped around your legs, bring them forward. We'll inhale to tabletop. Knees under our hips if they're not, toes tucked. Take your breath in. Exhale up and back to your down dog. Inhaling, hands walk back to the feet. Your back and forward fold, chin tucked in. Inhale halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees enough that you can get your hands on the ground, like out in front a little. They're gonna be helping you. And your core engaged here is so super important because you're gonna shift all your weight to that left leg. So you can bring your right one behind you. Your toes could be on the ground if you want them. Or you're gonna try to lift that leg up level with your hip. And it means that your hips stay level, and for real, your core is what's holding that leg up. If you want, you could try to come to the tippy fingers, or you could try to bring your hands to heart, bring your torso more parallel with the earth, like warrior 3. Arms could go out like wings, they could go out alongside your ears. That bottom leg may be shaky, that's muscle memory. Good, if you've got your arms up, bring them back to your mat. Bending that right leg, bring both feet back to the mat and find your forward fold, chin in. Nice big breaths. Inhaling halfway, flat back. Exhaling to fold. Bend the knees enough, you've got your hands on the earth. All the weight into your right foot. Left toe step back behind you. Maybe you stay balanced on those toes. Either way, core is engaged. That leg might lift up. Hips stay level. Maybe you're on your tippy fingers, or maybe your hands are moving together to heart, out like wings alongside your ears, wherever. And you're in your warrior 3. Nice job. Inhale. Exhale, fingertips back to the earth. Bend that left leg, pull it back so it's under your hip, both feet to the earth, forward fold. Notice your hips. Notice if they're telling you they just want to stand up. Next inhale, halfway up, flat back. Keeping our core engaged, let's walk our hands up our legs so yes, our hips can finally unhinge. Awesome. Once they're unhinged, step them out so they're about as wide as your mat and let your hips just circle. Yeah, feel your leg bones move all the way around in there. Maybe even imagining what they look like. That kind of ball on your femur, the top of your femur moving. And switch direction of your circle. Nice. Pausing in the middle. Let's keep our feet as they are. Hinge at our hips. All the way down. Your arms can drop. Your knees bent as much as you wish. It's a wider leg forward fold. And let your torso sway a little side to side. If you're swaying, pause. Heel toe your feet out wider than your mat. So it's more like your wide-legged forward fold. Your right knee will bend and you'll sink down a little to the right. You'll come back to the middle, let your left knee bend, sink towards the left. From side to side, I don't know what they call these, side lunges maybe. Like it's for our inner thighs, the muscles across the back of our hips. In totally your own pace. When you've had enough of the side lunges, you're just going to pause back in the middle in your wide-legged forward fold. Your chin tucked in. I know this is a really great place where we want to dump the belly and just relax. However, if we do that, it compromises the lower back, and so we keep our belly engaged. And staying as you are with your legs, walk your hands forward. Find your wide-legged down dog. Hips high, hips back. This helps us keep our feet, like our heels in particular, connected to the earth. Plus it has less weight on the shoulders. Your head wiggles a little side to side. And walk your hands forward more. Your knees can drop one at a time. Awesome. And you're back at all fours for just a few rounds of cat-cow. Exhaling to cat and inhaling to cow. Meeting back at neutral. Step your hands forward to low plank. Shoulders roll away from our ears. Take a breath in. Exhaling, bending the elbows, coming to the earth. Lengthen your legs out. Your hands are right here at mid-chest level, elbows in. Inhale to get to cobra, and let's hold this, even pulling the hands up, making the core work. Of course, this strengthens your lower back. It strengthens your core too, but nice big breaths. If you want, you can bring feet up and make it locust rather than cobra. Nice job. A little higher with your chest if you can. Breath in. Breath out. Everything comes down, forehead or cheek to your mat, and soften. Bring your hands so they're under the crest of the hips, palms up. You're gonna inhale, chest up. So back to your cobra. Inhale, legs up. Shoulders back and down away from your ears. Nice, and if your legs are really wide, bring them back so they're hip distance apart. Breath in. Breath out, everything comes down. Forehead or cheek to the mat, let your shoulders roll forward. Okay, so your head and your chest can stay down. You're gonna inhale and just bring your right leg up. Yeah, see if you can get the thigh even off the ground, and your hip bone is probably digging into your hand. I don't know if it's easier to take your hand out. For me, that hand under helps protect my lower back, and so sure, play with it, but please try to honor that lower back. Inhale, exhale, right leg down. Inhale, left leg up. And you're all the way up through that thigh, if you can. Inhale, exhale, left leg down. Take a breath where everything is soft. And then inhale, both legs up. Yeah, and your head can stay down unless you want head and shoulders up. Good, one more breath. Exhaling, everything is down. Everything is soft. Untucking your hands. Bringing your hands back mid-chest level. Inhaling to get to cobra. Exhaling down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. One more time, inhale, cobra. Exhale down. Right arm straight out to the side, like half of a T. You're using your left hand at mid-chest level to help roll you to that right side. Top leg might reach back and around, reaching for the earth back there. Inhale. Exhale, roll back to your belly. Switch your arms. Right one is at mid-chest level, left one is out like half of a T. You're rolling to your left. Left leg reaches back and around behind you, or right leg does, I guess. Breath in, breath out to roll to the belly. Let's stack our hands on top of each other. Rest the forehead on the hands. Then bend. We're going to do the left knee first, out to the side and up and in towards your elbow or your armpit. It's half of a frog. And so your toes point straight out to the left. And you just imagine that you're softening your hips, softening your shoulders. Connecting with breath, you can feel your belly expanding, pushing into your mat in the inhale, pulling away in the exhale. Couple more breaths. Your left leg will lengthen back out. It'll wiggle so it's straight out from the hip. You'll bend the right knee, pull it up and in towards your elbow. Your right toes just point out towards the right. And everything in your body gets to soften. Do one or two more breaths. And straighten that leg, bring it back in line with your hips. You'll bend your knees and let your feet gently sway side to side. It's a windshield wiper. They don't have to sway very far. In fact, I'd encourage you not to let them sway very far. Wherever your head is, it's positioned so the shoulders can relax. Maybe your feet find circles. Of course, if they find circles one way, they've got to find circles the other way. And just releasing. Next, exhale, drop the feet back to the earth. And notice the sensation right now in your lower back. If your lower back is fine and you're ready to relax, I'd invite you to take your Shavasana right here, right here on the belly. A little bit different than on the back, but very good for us. If your lower back isn't okay, you'll straighten one arm or another, use that opposite hand to help roll you to the side. Wiggle around so you can get on your back body. Your knees will be bent when you get to the back, and you'll pull your knees in towards your torso, hands towards your knees, and rock side to side. And let that earth push into the lower back. Maybe you circle with the knees. And same thing, if you circle one way, you'll circle the other. When it's okay with the lower back for you to stretch out, your legs will then come down. They'll lengthen back out. Your shoulders, again, I'll find a place where they can relax. Remember that trick to open your hips just a little bit more on your back body is to push down through your heels and then re-relax your leg. So whether on your belly or on your back, your eyes are closed. You might again notice the smells in your room or the sounds. Whatever you see with your eyelids closed. Temperature of the air, or the feeling of your clothes against your skin. And the taste in your mouth. You'll notice how you're doing physically. And mentally. And you'll notice how you're doing energetically. And then you'll connect to your breath. And you'll relax in to all of that. No need to resist. Just release. If you notice yourself smelling or seeing or thinking, release again into it. When you experience yourself feeling, release again into it. Over and over, we release into what we're experiencing, into sensation. Introducing ourselves to that part of us that is more than what we're experiencing. It's more than our senses. You are more than you think. You are more than you feel. You are more. Keep releasing. Then you'll come back to the senses, back to the body. And I like to play here just for a minute sometimes where I connect with my senses and then I release and I relax back in. And then I come back and I feel maybe the coolness of the air on the skin and then release. We'll come all the way back then where we notice the sounds and the smells and the taste. Might wiggle our fingers or our toes. Move our head and our neck or take a final stretch. Whatever you want to do to really bring yourself back connected with this body, this human experience. When you're ready to roll to the side, your knees bend, your hips shift. And of course, you roll one way or the other. A breath or two on the side body. And then the arms help and push us all the way back up. Just finding our way back to our seat. When we've got our seat, our eyes will close again if they're not. And inhale, we'll bring the palms together, tuck the thumbs at the heart. Bow the chin towards the chest. Sealing our practice with that intention to remember that we're more. Whether we're energy or spirit. All the same thing. That part in me that's more honors that part in you that is more. Namaste.